Have you ever tried to change yourself or given up your happiness to please a woman? Imagine giving up a hobby just so she can spend time on a different plan. You bend your principles and change yourself to fit her mold. Over time, you lose valuable friendships because she isn't happy when you spend time with them. But take a moment to ask yourself, does that happiness really bring you value, or is it just a self-imposed sentence conforming to the image others expect? Sacrifice isn't wrong, but when it's blind, you become a blurry picture where your identity and worth fade in the eyes of others. Shedding light on the truth that being wise isn't just about making choices. It's also about being able to read and understand what isn't said directly romanticism, without letting it get in the way of reason. True love isn't about giving in to every request. It's about respecting and knowing each other's needs. Today, we're going to go on a trip deep into the heart of Stoic thought, where we'll use the 8 things that men should never do for women, as a wake-up call about the hidden dangers of hurting yourself for others. These lessons also teach you how to live authentically and maintain your integrity without losing your self-worth in the eyes of others. If you're ready for today's lesson, I have a challenge for you. Stay tuned and don't skip any lessons. Just one of these 8 lessons will help you set the boundaries you need so that no one can make you feel like you have to change to be loved. If you're ready, leave a comment, and I'll take the challenge. Let's start with lesson number 1. Neglecting your own growth. Imagine for a moment that you are on a road. This road is marked by aspirations not only tracing the steps you have taken, but also the journey of self-discovery and self-improvement on this road. Every corner and every turn holds opportunities for you to become stronger, wiser, and more complete. That is why in Stoic philosophy, seizing and nurturing personal development is highly regarded as one of the most important principles of a happy and meaningful life. Neglecting personal development is not just about refusing to embrace new opportunities. It's also about accepting stagnation in your soul and mind. When we no longer focus on expanding knowledge, refining skills, and optimizing our potential, we don't progress. In fact, we regress on the road to freedom and happiness. This is a significant barrier hindering progress and missing the chance to confront and overcome challenges with strength. Every decision to sacrifice your personal development to please someone else is not just a moment of abandoning a part of yourself. It's also missing out on the opportunity to become the best version of yourself. Stoic philosophy tells us that staying true to your own values and always trying to get better is not only a sign of self-respect, but also the key to building healthy, long-lasting relationships. It's important to maintain a balance between caring for others and taking care of yourself. As you go through life, remember that personal growth is not only your duty, but also the best gift you can give yourself and those around you. Only when we reach our full potential do we have the strength and vision to inspire others, drive good change, and help our community and society grow as a whole. Spiritual freedom and independence are important parts of being human. People in relationships may want to be loved and accepted so much that they unknowingly give up their identity and independence in exchange for a weak and brittle emotion. But what's important isn't giving up relationships or love. It's realizing how important it is to keep your independence while still loving and caring for the woman number 2. Think about a picture where every stroke and color shows a spirit of freedom that isn't limited by anything but the artist's burning desire to shine. It's a picture of independence, which is an important value in Stoic philosophy and something we should always work to maintain and grow. But in a love relationship, there's a trap that many men fall into without meaning to. They lose their independence while being with a woman. Stoic philosophy says that independence is more than just not being controlled by other people. It also means being able to take charge of your own life and make decisions that have value for you. People believe that independence gives us inner strength and is necessary for a happy, meaningful life. When we give up our independence to please others, we not only lose personal power, but we also risk losing ourselves. Take Alex, a man who is ambitious and independent. Alex loves writing and dreams of becoming a writer. However, when he enters a relationship with Sam, a woman who constantly wants Alex's attention and care, he begins to neglect his writing. Gradually, he stops writing altogether to dedicate all his free time to Sam in this relationship ship. Alex not only loses his independence but also loses the creative passion that makes him feel alive. Eventually, Alex realizes that he has lost an essential part of himself in trying to please others and decides to start over, rediscovering the value of independence and personal freedom. Like Alex, when you lose your independence, you not only put yourself in a position of vulnerability, but also lose the source of inspiration and inner strength. That's why in Stoic philosophy, protecting and nurturing one's independence is considered one of the most important things to become the architects of our own lives. We must remember that independence isn't about isolating ourselves from society, but about the ability to self-govern and be autonomous within it. We can love, support, and share life with others while still maintaining our own identity and independence. Stay true to your values, keep learning and growing, and remember that your courage and ability to do things on your own are what make you strong. Take part in the intellectual exchange and discussion with us. Do you know of any famous quotes by Stoic thinkers that talk about how to build and keep your independence? Let's talk about this in the comments. Stoic, the famous philosopher, told us not to let our passions rule our lives but to become their masters, leading our lives with wisdom and broad vision. This advice is especially important when it comes to relationships, where the strong anchors of reason are often threatened by the turbulent currents of passion. In this exploration, we will find out how dangerous it is to give up reason for passion, show the dangerous secrets, and use Stoic wisdom as a lighthouse in the midst of emotion. Logical thought. When our emotions are strong, we often lose control and act on impulse instead of thinking things through. But as we chase intense gratification that often ends in disappointment and regret, we start to see the error of our ways. The things we're passionate about, when seen through the rose-colored glasses of desire, become empty shadows with no real or lasting value. We chase temporary pleasures thinking they will make us happy, only to get stuck in a cycle of expectation and dissatisfaction. Think about Lucius, a young man who was captivated by the radiant beauty of Claudia, the woman he loved. Lucius ignores the counsel of reason to follow the dictates of his passion. He gives Claudia expensive gifts and gives up his goals to fulfill her wishes, all in the name of love. But over time, Lucius starts to feel the weight of his decisions. The emptiness of a life without a goal or ideal. Claudia, who used to be the object of his adoration, is now a powerful reminder of how foolish he was, and a stark warning of the dangers of giving up reason for passion in a relationship. The temptation to give up reason for passion is always there, tempting us with pleasure and desire. But only the steady wisdom of Stoicism can we get through the rough waters unscathed, by cultivating clarity of thought and steadfastness of purpose. Show me the way to real happiness, where love is balanced by reason and passion. When I was younger, I thought that being able to control my emotions showed that I was strong and tough. But after learning about Stoic philosophy, I now know that hiding our feelings is not always the best thing to do. An intelligent choice. We are taught that emotional restraint shows strength, but in reality, it can be a cruel way to bury natural feelings, which can cause mental pain and hurt our relationships. 4. Suppressing your emotions. Many of us try to find love and acceptance by hiding our emotions, especially when we're with women. This is because we think that to be loved, we need to look perfect and have no flaws. But Stoicism teaches us that the strength and freedom of the soul lie in understanding, accepting, and expressing our emotions honestly. Suppressing your emotions not only hides the truth about who you are, but it also creates invisible walls between you and the people around you. As a result, relationships become shallow and lack real connection, and mental pressure and heavy emotions slowly change you into something you don't want to be. Stoicism doesn't tell us to give up our feelings. Instead, it teaches us how to accept and understand them from a neutral point of view, and how to control them through reason and self-control, not by repressing them. By learning to control our emotions, we not only improve our ability to solve problems and face challenges, but we also gain a deeper understanding and empathy for ourselves and others. When we open our hearts and souls, we make room for deep connection, empathy, and trust. This builds a solid foundation for healthy relationships, especially with women, where being able to talk about your feelings and being willing to listen to them are keys to real bonding. Finally, Stoicism encourages us to be at peace with our emotions and see them as lessons about ourselves and life. When we do this, we become more in control of our lives and more kind and generous with those around us. Now we want to hear from you. Have you ever felt like you had to hide your feelings to please other people? What do you think about using Stoic principles to deal with your feelings? Music. Leave your ideas and stories in the comments section below. Together we can learn to be more mentally strong and build relationships that are healthier and more real. People today feel like they have to give up their freedom to make others happy, especially in relationships. But Stoic philosophy says that freedom is not only a right, but also a state of mind that gives people the strength and encouragement to live a meaningful and worthwhile life. Join me as we talk about why it's important to not give up your freedom, especially when it comes to relationships with women, and how Stoic philosophy can be a powerful way to encourage you to keep your freedom in everyday life. People often think that giving up personal freedom in a relationship is one of the worst things that can happen to them. This means giving up more than just short-term hobbies or habits. It also means giving up one's freedom to choose and find happiness on their own. According to Stoic philosophy, an ideal relationship is one in which both people keep their freedom and grow together in harmony. Love isn't about forcing your wants on someone else. It's about respecting and helping each other keep your independence and freedom. To do this, you need to really understand each other and be willing to have open conversations, set clear boundaries, and stick to them. For example, if someone gives up a great chance to advance their career abroad to stay close to their partner, this may seem like a great sacrifice and proof of their deep love. But from a Stoic point of view, it shows that they gave up their freedom and became too dependent on the relationship, which is a sign of unhealthy dependence. Stoic philosophy, with its strong reasoning and sharp logic, says that open and honest dialogue is the key to a relationship. In this dialogue, both people would look at the chances that come up to learn how to help each other grow as people without sacrificing the relationship. This not only makes the relationship stronger through respect and understanding, but it also encourages each person to keep their independence and freedom, which is good for overall development. It also gives both people a chance to face and deal with their fears and concerns about staying together over long distance by practicing trust and giving each other power, grow stronger as individuals, while still maintaining a healthy and supportive relationship. Ultimately, Stoic philosophy asks us to recognize and value the value of independence in relationships, stressing that keeping one's own identity and goals is a solid foundation for true and lasting love. A wise Stoic teacher has a strong message about how strong and important it is to guard the inner fortress that each of us builds. This fortress isn't just a metaphor for mental toughness. It's also a symbol of freedom, autonomy, and courage, emotions we should value and nurture in every decision and action we make. When we give up our self-willpower or even personal principles to make someone else happy, especially in relationships, we unintentionally put our own fortress under the control of that other person. For example, someone might pass up good job opportunities because they want to make their partner happy. Imagine a man named Andrew who has quit all of his close relationships to spend all of his time with the woman he loves. At first, this choice may seem like a sign of love, but over time, Andrew's unpaid sacrifice not only takes away his passion and independence, it also threatens his self-respect and belief in himself. Stoicism stresses the importance of finding a balance between your own happiness and caring about other people. The key is to never count on other people or what they do for your own happiness. Healthy relationships are encouraged to be built on mutual respect and understanding, not only in words but also in actions in this life. If there's one lesson Stoicism wants to convey, it's the value of autonomy. The inner fortress we construct is not just a symbol of mental strength, but also a reminder to stand firm against life's challenges by not forsaking the principles, dreams, and personal freedom. You cherish you. Not only honor yourself, but also respect those around you. If you find this message important and potentially helpful to others, don't hesitate to like and share this video by spreading the message of autonomy and personal freedom. You not only support us but also help those around you. Discover their inner strength. Number 7. Putting her needs above your principles. Before we continue exploring important lesson number 7. Let's pause for a moment and listen to the story of Marcus, a man passionate about painting, who has dedicated much of his life to enhancing his skills and love for art. Marcus lives and breathes through each stroke of his brush, finding deep joy in creating and appreciating painting. However, when he starts a relationship with Anna, a woman who has little interest in art and prefers to spend time on other hobbies, his life begins to blur to be happy and connect with her more. Marcus gives up valuable studio time and lessens his involvement in the art community, missing out on much anticipated exhibitions. He does these things out of love and a desire to connect, but they leave Marcus feeling empty over time. He has put Anna's wants and needs ahead of his passion and principles, which makes Marcus unhappy and lost. Anna also feels uncomfortable and farther away as she sees Marcus's changes and realizes that the passionate and sure of himself man she loves seems to have disappeared. Stoic philosophy tells us that staying true to ourselves and our values is very important, especially in relationships. Marcus, in his desire to please others, has given up the most valuable thing a person can have: autonomy, passion, and loyalty to one's values. Stoicism not only tells us to keep our emotions, actions, and thoughts under control, but it also says that we should never give up on these ideals. Marcus lost control and lost respect for himself and the person he loved in a relationship. To be truly and permanently happy, both people need to be supported to grow in their own direction while still having a bond and love in the relationship. Relationships are not about giving up oneself, but about developing and respecting each other's independence and interdependence in a healthy way. This requires understanding, respect, and a willingness to listen not only to words, but also to each other's deepest desires and dreams. In this way, the relationship becomes a meaningful journey where both partners find satisfaction and happiness, not only with the partner they love, but also with Marcus learned from his bad experience that people need to be kind to each other and to themselves. Holding on to your values and not giving up your love for others is important for keeping your self-respect and happiness. Through this story, we hope to see that taking care of yourself and respecting each other is the best way to build a healthy, happy relationship. Number 8. Let her define your happiness. Our search for happiness is like a lighthouse guiding us through the dark, but a common mistake and one of the sneakiest traps is giving others the power to define our happiness, especially in a relationship. Why shouldn't we let others do this? Stoicism teaches us to stay in charge of our own emotions and not let outside changes determine our worth or happiness. When you let others shape your happiness, you lose control and become dependent on them, which is a very unstable and unsustainable state. Stoicism also tells us to seek spiritual independence and happiness within ourselves. When your happiness depends on someone else, you start living your life according to their rules and expectations instead of focusing on what gives your life real meaning and value. This is especially true in relationships, where it's important to remember that each person's values and principles are a solid base for freedom and happiness. When you want to be happy based on someone else's acceptance, satisfaction, or even approval, you give up what makes you special. So how do you stay happy in a world full of pressure and change? Start by getting to know yourself better. Take some time to think about what means most to you and what gets you excited. Learn new things. Push yourself and broaden your horizons to grow as a person. Finally, build relationships built on mutual respect and independence. A healthy relationship is one in which both partners agree to share and support each other, but not to depend on or define happiness for each other. It's a place where each person is encouraged to grow as a person and keep their own identity, which is a solid base for long-term growth and happiness. Happiness is not a place you get to. It's a path of self-awareness, independence, and mutual respect that starts when you stop letting other people control your life. Define our happiness and start seeing life through our own eyes. This will help us find the endless possibilities in ourselves and in life. Using the ideas of Stoicism, we looked at 8 things men should never do for women, as a way to learn how to deal with relationships and as a way to learn self-control and resilience. These lessons teach us that our happiness and freedom should not rest on other people, and they also remind us to be honest and trustworthy in all of our relationships. We really value your thoughts on these lessons. Maybe one of the timeless ideas we talked about moved you, or maybe this video taught you something important. We can't wait to hear what you think about this lesson. Please share your thoughts and feelings in the comments section below. Before we end, we want to encourage you to hit like and share this video with friends who you think would benefit from these lessons. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our new videos. Every action you take helps build a stronger community where Stoic philosophy can help us deal with life's problems in a calm and in control way. Keep watching the videos at the end of this post to not miss the journey of following Stoic philosophy. Stay strong and in control every day, and always remember that the key to happiness is inside you. Goodbye, and see you in the next movie.